students. I hope you all are fine and enjoying the latest and innovative way of learning. Today, we are going to begin with our second chapter, that is Cell, the Unit of Life. Now, what is a cell? Cell is the fundamental and structural and functional unit of all the living beings. Cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke. Now, you all know that cells are very microscopic. So, how was it possible to see the cell? It was first seen under the microscope, and the first microscope was being discovered by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. You can see this was the first microscope which was discovered by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Now we'll talk about the cell theory. Cell theory was proposed by Matthias Kleeden, Theodor Swan and Rudolf Virchow. They all discovered the cell theory. So what is cell theory? Cell theory states three major points. That is, cell is the smallest unit of structure of all living things. Cell is the unit of function of all living things, and all cells arise from the pre-existing cells. Why the cell is called as a structural unit? Because when we see the cell under the microscope, we will be able to see all the cellular structure. Why it is called as a functional unit? Because all the cells together do the function in the body, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells. That means they undergo division from the old cells and newer cells are formed. Now, in your mind, you must have the questions that can a smaller organism and a bigger organism have the same number of cells? Actual answer is no, because the bigger an organism will be, the greater will be the number of cells in its body. You can see over here that I have marked single-celled organisms. Single-celled organisms means the one which have only one cell in their body. Examples of these are bacteria, amoeba, etc. Few-celled organisms means they have 100 to 1000 number of cells. For example, Spirogyra and Volvox. These two names are new for you. They both are the algae. Spirogyra as well as Volvox both comes under the algae. Next is multi-celled organisms. Multi-celled means the ones which have more number of cells. It can increase up to millions and billions of cells. Human beings, mango tree, etc. are the examples which comes under this. The smallest cell which is present in our body is RBC. RBC means red blood cells. Longest cell which is present in our body is the nerve cell, and the largest cell which is found is the bird's egg. Better we can say the yolk, the yellow part. Now we'll discuss about the structure of a cell. You have learnt in the lower classes about the cell and the cell organelles. The structure of cell mainly comprises of three main parts. That is, first the cell membrane, that is the outer covering of the cell. Second one comes the cytoplasm, that is the fluid part of the cell under which the organelles are embedded. And the last one is the nucleus, which is also known as the brain of the cell. All the metabolic activities are controlled by the nucleus. In front of you, are the typical structure of the cell. One is animal cell, another one is the plant cell. You can refer it through your book. Now let us see the parts of the cell. Parts of the cell. That is, the first one you can see living. Living is the cell membrane, as I already told you. Second one is the non-living, that is the cell wall. Cell wall is only and only present in the plant cell. It is not found in the animal cell. Now let us see what are the different organelles which are present in the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes, centrosome, plastids and vacuoles, along with the granules. And in the nucleus, you will find the nuclear membrane, the nucleoli, chromatin fibers and nucleoplasm. Now, let us see through the diagrams and find out what are the major functions of this organelles and how are they located inside the cell. Students, I have drawn this structure for your better understanding. You can see I have labeled figure animal cell and figure plant cell for your better understanding, and this whole thing is made up of different sketch colors for your better understanding, so that you can easily locate by seeing the colors. These are the organelles, and this is typically an animal cell. So first of all, I'll start first with the cell wall, the first organelle. In your book, you can refer to table 2.1 for your better understanding. Now let's start. Cell wall. Cell wall is the first organelle which is only present in the plant cell and not in the animal cell. Cell wall is a non-living membrane and it is permeable by nature. That means permeable means it allows all the substances to pass through it. What is the function of cell wall? It gives shape and rigidity to the cell. Next one is the cell membrane. Cell membrane is present in both animal cell also and in plant cell also. Cell membrane, it is a semi-permeable membrane. The difference between the cell wall and cell membrane is that cell membrane is semi-permeable while the cell wall is permeable. Cell membrane is semi-permeable, which means it allows only certain substances to pass through it. Next one comes the cytoplasm. That is the fluid-like part which is present. It is actually semi-liquid by nature, and most of the cell organelles, you can see all the cell organelles are embedded inside the cytoplasm. Now in the cytoplasm we can see various organelles. Now we'll discuss about it. The first one you can see is the mitochondria, which is marked in the orange color. Mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. And what is the function of mitochondria? Mitochondria helps in synthesis of the ATP, that is the energy. Next one you can see is in black written as ribosomes. Ribosomes are just found attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, or it is found lying in the cytoplasm anywhere. What is the function of ribosome? It helps in synthesis of the proteins. Next one comes the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum forms the skeletal structure for the cell. Just like we have the skeleton in our body, Same as like that, the cells also have the skeleton as the endoplasmic reticulum. So it gives supportive framework to the cell. Next one we can see is the nucleus. Nucleus is the hollow ball-like structure inside the cell. Nucleus is known as the brain of the cell. What is the function of nucleus? The function of nucleus is it regulates all the cell functions, and if we remove this nucleus, the cell may die. It contains chromosomes. You can see this thread-like structures. These are also known as the chromatin. What is the function of chromatin? It contains the hereditary information from your parents to the offspring. Next one, you can see a black-like structure, a black dotted-like structure, that is the nucleolus. Nucleolus helps in protein synthesis by forming and storing the RNA. RNA means ribonucleic acid. Next one, you can see the dotted structures. Here in animal cell I have marked with yellow, and in the plant cell I have marked it with the green color. These are known as the granules. Granules are small particles or droplets which helps in storing of food for the cells. In plant cell it stores starch. In plant cell it stores starch, while in animal cell it stores the glycogen. Next one, you can see the plastid. Plastid is found only in the plant cell and not in the animal cell. I have marked it with green color for your better understanding. Plastid are of three types: chromoplast, chloroplast and leucoplast. Chromoplast impart color to the flowers and fruits. That's why they are colorful. While chloroplast traps solar energy, which you have learnt in the lower classes, that chloroplasts are responsible for photosynthesis as they contain the pigment called the chlorophyll. Another type of plastid is the leucoplast, which stores the starch. Next one you can see is the small vacuole in the animal cell and a very large vacuole in the plant cell. This is also one of the major difference between the animal cell and the plant cell. In plant cell, large vacuole is present, while in the animal cell, a small vacuole is present. Next, with the blue color I have marked is the lysosome. Lysosomes are also called as the suicide bags of the cell. What is the function of that? They destroy all the foreign substances entering into the cell, and they are doing the intracellular digestion. They may destroy the other organelles also sometimes. That's why they are known as the suicide bag. So this was all about the cell. In the next video, I am going to upload about the eukaryotic, prokaryotic cell, the major differences in written about the plant cell and the animal cell. I hope children you enjoyed the video. In next video I'll upload all the things about the cell chapter. If you have any doubt, you can write it in the comment box. I'll try to answer in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.